welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna go over the month of November in my bullet journal. This month I've decided to do Peach and Goma, which are these two cute little cartoon cats. They're very popular using gifts and stickers. Currently my boyfriend and I always send these cats back and forth. They have the cutest stickers to send, so with this month being so beautiful with the colors changing, it's getting colder, so it's more snuggly, and we're going out and getting ramen. Just an overall cozy month, and I felt like Peach and Goma were the perfect theme for me. So I'm really excited to get started on this. As you can see, I have everything penciled out already. I'm gonna go ahead and ink everything using a Micron pen. I'm using the number 5. This month I'm going to save some time and skip the entire inking process. I don't think anyone really wants to sit through me inking every single page, so I'm going to skip right up to the coloring process. This month I'm only using Crayola color tips, keeping it pretty simple, and it's relatively fast. This month I didn't have as much time to work on my journal as some other months. So as you can probably see throughout this video, lighting changes a little bit and whatnot, because I work in my journal on different days to try to fit it into my schedule. Sometimes I can sit down and work on it and get it all done in one sitting, and sometimes I can't. So this particular month was one of those months where I had to split it out in a couple days. But as you can see, I'm doing a ombre effect with the wording and the leaves. I carry this over on every spread pretty much. All the trees around us lately have been this beautiful ombre of yellow, orange to red, and I just absolutely love it. And I thought it would be perfect to use in this theme and keep it very colorful and eye-catching. As usual, I have the traditional calendar grid that fits on one page, followed by a large notes section where I can write down reminders of things I just want to reference after the month has passed. This one always comes in handy, so I always carry it forward. As you can see, I have the traditional calendar grid on the left-hand side, followed by a notes box where I usually write down some reminders or events that happened during that month. I always reference back to these. It's pretty helpful. And then on the right-hand side, I cut the page diagonally with a scalloped pattern. Just thought this broke up the page very well. I do this quite often. I'll do different patterns or cut around a character, so you'll probably see this a lot often throughout my videos in the future. As you can also see on that right-hand side, if you're wondering what it is, the one cat, the white one, is drinking a Dunkin' peach green tea. I've been obsessed with it for a while and just thought it was cute to incorporate it into my monthly theme. I struggled a little bit deciding how much green to use on this page. I didn't want it to feel too spring-like, but with all the fall colors I had going with the leaves, I think it panned out pretty well. I did decide to make the park bench yellow. I was originally going to do it brown, as traditionally it is, but I'm glad I made it yellow. It really made it pop and just bring that right amount of color into the entire spread. I even gave them a little bit of shadowing using the orange marker. I think it looked great. It's a little hard to see in the video here, but in person it just was the perfect touch. As you can see, I'm following suit with the ombre color leaves going across the page. I tried my best to match it up with the opposite side so that it flows no matter what page it is that you're looking on with that cut through. I'm going ahead and coloring both Peach and Goma. On this page, they're eating a bowl of ramen, sharing a noodle. My boyfriend and I have been going out and trying different ramen places, so this I can see being a huge activity that we do during the winter months because I'm always cold and I love a good bowl of warm soup. So looking forward to that. On the right hand side, you can see I have my critter tracker. If you watched my video last month, I gave a little explanation of how this works, but I have my tasks along the top for each pet that I have and the things that I need to do to take care of them. And along the left hand side, I have the days, and as the days go by, I just mark what I've completed. Moving on to my third spread, I have my weather tracker, which is just a normal calendar grid. For each day, I like to write the highest temperature and the lowest temperature of the day, along with a little graphic if it's sunny or cloudy or rainy. I enjoy looking back at these, and it just is a nice thing to do first thing in the morning, getting ready and just being conscious of how my day's gonna go. Below that, I have a box that I'm not quite sure what I'm going to use just yet. I may be writing down some tasks that are more for the month for work, but I haven't quite decided just yet. But with that box is just a cute little graphic of Peach and Goma snuggling in a blanket. It's probably one of my favorites throughout this entire month. Just so cute. On the right hand side, I have some more leaves doing that ombre effect, but this page holds my mood tracker, which is very much the same as my critter tracker. I have my moods going across the top, the days going along the left side, going down, and as the days go by, I mark on the line as to what my mood was, and I can kind of see at the end of the month where my highs and lows were. And towards the very right is my spending tracker, again, traditional calendar grid. And then I have a budget tracker, which is new. I created one last month and it was a lot larger. This one is a vertical version, and I think that one is probably going to be the one I use moving forward. I like how that turned out. Now onto my weekly spreads. I have Peach and Goma again. They're stacked with these cute little pumpkins in their hand. My weekly spreads, each week fits on one page, so it's 2 weeks for one full spread. I do these long boxes because I like to do a checklist layout for work. I list out my meetings and I list out just every single project I gotta work on. So this is traditionally what I've been using lately. Every once in a while I'll switch it up and do horizontal boxes, but vertical boxes have been working the best for me at this time. Done setting up my weekly spreads. I'm on the very last spread of this month where I have Peach and Goma tied up with a scarf. It's kind of windy, some more leaves going by, just really filling up this page. I usually leave a blank spot in every month, whether it's towards the end or somewhere in the middle. I like to print out small wallet-sized photos to paste into my bullet journal for every month so that I can kind of look back and see some highlights of photos I took with my phone, whether it's of my dog or family members or just activities, places I've gone. I'm not always on time with printing them out, but I always try to print them out in batches and I'll catch up later and tape them in. But if you're ever wondering why I have a blank page, it's because I like to put photos there. And it's also good to have a blank page left over just in case you want to add something halfway through the month, you have the space to do it. There's usually a few things I like to add in last after I take a look at all my spreads. In this case, I decided to outline my cutout with a light blue. I thought it was just a great contrast between the yellow, oranges, and reds. So that's what I'm doing right now. I went back and just going to outline a little bit. I even outlined the box on the third spread, as you'll see, just to kind of brighten up that page a little bit. I think it was a nice touch. And there we have it. This is my final result for my Peach and Goma November theme for my bullet journal. Pretty happy with how it turned out. I love the colors that are used for this month. Can't wait to start filling it all in. I will post a overview of what everything looks like once the month is done on my Instagram. So until then, I hope you guys have a great month, and I'll see you for December.